And alright, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to yet another Primal Animation video. Let's get into it. And today, finally, we'll be having the long overdue ass video, the behind the scenes slash documentary slash Q&A for my latest animated short film. Animated short film, the one that came out in May. I don't know why did I have to say that, but anyways, The Edge, and I'm Salah, and having said all that, ching, let's get into the video. Cue the intro. I hope you like that little intro, but it's not really an intro, it's the trailer that I made for The Edge before I uploaded my film. But yeah, so the way I'm gonna do this, we're gonna be doing this video is I've got a few questions written down. Some of you are by you guys from Instagram, and some are just some that I came up with and I thought will be good to be answered. Anyways, so I'm gonna be answering those questions whilst I'll be showing some of the behind the scenes like concept art, animatics, storyboards, any PSD files from Photoshop. Anyways, so yeah, having said that, let's get into the first question. All right, question one. What is the edge? So, The Edge is basically it's an animated short film about a mecha that crash lands on an alien planet, and it's very basically on a mission to explore and collect data. That's basically it. That's basically it, like the basis of the story. Now there's more into it as you watch the film, but yeah, that's basically the basis. Now, some of you may ask, is there any hidden meaning behind it, or was there any meaning that I was trying to convey with The Edge? And the answer is yes, but that was the question two. So I'm gonna answer that in question two. All right, question two. What's the meaning behind it, and is there any meaning behind it? I did bit myself. So yeah, one, there's a meaning behind it, and the meaning I wanted to convey with The Edge was the motto which I came up with, or the one that came up with for my brand, Primal Motion. The motto is be in motion. And what do I mean by being in motion? What I want to convey by that, and no, first I will explain what's being motion. Being motion is learning, growing, evolving, adapting. It's basically just moving forward in life and just building yourself up and improving yourself. And that's kind of, no, that's not kind of, that's the message that I wanted to convey through The Edge. So we have the mecha who crash lands on this planet in a basic form, like literally proto form, a normal basic mecha. And as he goes along his journey on the planet, he adapts. Jesus, the light hit my hit my eyes. But yeah, so as the mecha goes along its journey on the planet, it goes on and you can see the changes in its body by scanning different environments or creatures. It adapts to its environment. It's collecting that data. It's learning, growing, evolving. So that was basically it. So be in motion, move forward in life, and that's the motto I'm also trying to promote with my brand Primal Motion. And yes, that's basically it. That's the meaning behind it. Be in motion. On to the next question. Now, question three is from my good friend Omar Al. What inspired The Edge? What inspired The Edge? Well, if we just talk about movies or like just plain simple titles that like inspired The Edge. It's Pacific Rim from 2013, Pacific Rim The Black, the Netflix animated series, Lego Bionicle, we love that, and Transform. So those are my four um, main inspirations behind The Edge. Now, also the fact that I always wanted to do something sci-fi, a sci-fi movie, like a short epic, explosive fight scenes, high octane. Since like 2014 when I got into actually wanting to do films and stuff like this. So yeah, that's where the inspiration came from. Usually just came from all those mechas, robots, movies, films I've watched, and the things I also mentioned, as well as a little fun fact. Now I'm about actually, as I'm recording this video, I actually finished the collection for of all the sketches I did throughout 2021 and 2022 in a sketchbook that I have, and that sketchbook is just mainly filled with Lego Bionicle designs. And yeah, because I drew from early 2021 until like late during the production of The Edge, so like whole like early 2021. So that's kind of like where also my inspiration to want to draw robots came from, or just create something with robots, mecha, story about that. So I definitely got heavily influenced by Pacific Rim and Bionicle, especially on that specific year, because it was like early 2021 and mid 2022 that I was making The Edge. Anyways, that's basically the answer to question 3, what inspired The Edge. And on to the next one. Now, question 4 is from another one of my good friends. He also asked that on Instagram. Daniel Lachku, what software did I use? So for the production of The Edge, I mainly use 3 softwares. Adobe Photoshop for all the concept art, background designs, animation, storyboards, all the visuals, storyboard, Photoshop. I used Adobe Premiere to do the edit and edit also a little bit the audio and soundtrack. So yeah, the whole post-production, editing, all stuff like this. Adobe Premiere and After Effects. Adobe After Effects, I mainly use it just for compositing. So like I have a background and maybe I have a character and I wanted to like create like an illusion or anything like this, or yeah, like maybe the background move back and the character move forward to like create an illusion of the character gets closer, the background goes further, something like that. For my non editing Adobe film connoisseur users. Yeah, that's basically it. That's question 4. Next. All right, question 5. How long did it take to produce? 5 to 5.5 months. 5 to 5.5 months. So production actually started on 1st of October, so like beginning of October, because 1st of October, beginning of October 2021, because that's when we started our second year in university. When I started my second year in university, and that went on until like mid-November. So, and that was mainly pre-production, so concept art, production bible, storyboards, animatic, anything else, and the whole idea and story. So that was basically for pre-production. Then we had like a little gap because we were doing other projects and stuff like that, Christmas, winter, holidays, blah 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 blah. And then we resumed back onto the project in like mid-February, around so. And that's when I started full production, and I also had to redo my animatic actually towards the beginning of February before going to production. After that, straight just animation, background designs, coloring, effects, audio and soundtrack editing, production and post-production, and everything took me until like end of May, literally until like 1st of June, I think, or 30th of May, I think it was. I don't quite remember, but yeah, it was, especially April and May, it was all hands on deck. Anyways, having said that, so yeah, that's about 5 to 5.5 months that it took me to produce The Edge. So yeah, That's question 5. Next. Question 6 from our good friend Tariq Anquera, also from Instagram. He asked, what took longer to do? Was it storyboard animatic / coming up with the story, or animation? Storyboard and the animatic, I'm coming up with the story, didn't take me long because I already had the inspiration, so everything just went like this. I did the storyboard in like 2-3 days, animatic in about 2 days, and when I redid it, it took me again like a day or two. Literally, I'll tell you a funny story. So with a storyboard, that when I had already the whole idea out in my mind, I was going one day to university. I was on the bus and I already did like 50 or 60% of a story on the freaking bus. So I was just there with my with my sketchbook and just doing like the little panels. I'll put it up now on the screen. And yes, I did like most of the storyboard literally on a bus. On a bus. Yeah, I mean, it's not how about like London bus, ding, 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 shaky, shaky. So that's that. And animation, what took me longer? So yeah, animation took me longer, rather than coming up with a story. Like that was more easy for me. The animation, why it also took me longer, was a bit more complex, was because I wanted to level up my animation, and I wanted to like challenge myself and really push myself to the limits. And I would mainly say the fight scene, because I really want the fight scene to be like kind of like Pacific Rim, the first one that came out 2013. So like the mecha and the kaiju will both have weight in the fight scene, so you can feel like the power, the movements to be smooth, and also multiple angles. And yeah, I just really wanted to show off with the fight scene and make it really, really fucking cool. Excuse my French. But yeah, so the animation mainly took me the longest. Also, background designs, because I sucked at them. I've gotten better at them, but I'm still not the best at background designs. At that time, I sucked, especially when it came to the coloring. Oh boy, when it came to coloring, shite. But yeah, but background design were a bit tricky, so that took me also a little bit while, because like I wasn't fully confident with them, so I was just like kind of procrastinating on them, and I would do a lot of trial and error. So yeah, background designs and the fine scene animation were like the more time consuming ones. So yeah, hope that answered your question. On to the next one. All right, question 7. What lessons did I learn during the making of the film? So that question, thought of it the other day, and I thought it would be interesting to just give you a little bit of an insight of like what personal lessons that I gained from the making of The Edge. So first thing I actually learned during the production of The Edge was one, time management. I had to improve my time management because it was garbage. It was garbage. Like I wasn't actually no, it wasn't that garbage, but I had to improve it because there'll be times where like I would underestimate the what's called technicality of my task and just be like, yeah, no, I'll get it in like an hour, 2 or 3 hours. 8, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours later. So yeah, it humbled me a lot in that regard. So one, I had to improve my time management. Second thing I also learned was being able to detach from my emotions, and it was something I'm still constantly working on. It's like I've improved a lot along the way, but it's still something that at times I have to work on, or rather I'm still working on. Not just detach from emotion, but just detaching from whatever I'm doing. So like sometimes during the production I would get attached to like a certain frame because I'd be like, wow, that frame just like, yeah, cool, dope, yes, 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 I love it. But then I'm like, but how does that help me push the story forward, the animation or the flow of the story? So I would just be like, so I need to sacrifice this frame. It looks so good. But yeah, you just gotta move forward, man. And also sometimes I would just want something to look perfect, because sometimes I can become a real perfectionist when it comes to my art, yeah. But at the end of the day, man, not everything is gonna be perfect. As long as it's good enough, you gotta keep on going, man. So That's one thing I have to keep in mind. And another thing I also learned is don't be afraid to be ambitious. Because there were some people in my class, or I think one of the main tutor was a bit doubting of, I think one or two tutors were like doubting of how the hell am I gonna get let's go this film done in time, because it was 3 weeks before the deadline and I was still haven't fully finished the fight scene and the full clean line animation. Yeah, I still had to do all the other like scenes animation, the animation for it, color everything, tweak the audio, add the effects. So yeah, it was a bit hectic and there were 3 weeks left of production. So you know what I meant. Locking myself in my room and literally just go out just for gym, back, morning to night, hustle, 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 with very little sleep. Yeah, it was a hectic time. But yeah, one thing I would say: don't be afraid to be ambitious. Push yourself to your limits and surpass them. Because at the end of the day, that's how we grow. That's how you're gonna grow. So you wanna be practical, yeah, but also don't play it safe. You need to take risks at sometimes. And even with like this film, I did take a risk because like I either would have a film for like the end of year show, or I'll just have like a work in progress. But we managed it. We did the film, and it was the feeling was really satisfying, and it was also very rewarding. And all the lessons, everything I learned from the production of it, or even just like art wise, what I've learned and how I've improved and growth from these experiences, it's really something good to look back at and just be like, fuck yeah, dude. So yeah, I went on a little bit side. Anyways, yeah, having said that, things I learned. Need to manage my time better, detaching from emotions, and free, yeah, don't be afraid to be ambitious. Be ambitious, take risks. And that was the last slash, no, that was the final question. Now, I thought I'll talk about a little bit about the characters, also about a bit about the character designs and how I thought of them in the Edge. So let's first talk about the main one, our big bad boy, the mecha. So the mecha, I just want to keep a really simple working design. They don't want to overcomplicate it, especially at the beginning when he just first crash lands onto the planet. I would just want a really simple design. And like as for the design, I got inspired by the Gypsy Danger and Atlas Destroyer Jaegers from the Pacific Rim designs. And yes, I began to want to keep it very basic, and I wanted to show throughout the film as he evolves and scans the environment and the creatures and like adapts to environments to have him more insect-like looking. So I thought it would be interesting to, as he evolves, it's not like he becomes an alien mecha, but more so like he just starts to look a bit more like the planet or like the creatures of the planet. So like he fits a bit more with the environment to be able to like survive in it. So that was like my thinking behind it, and like creatures that I use as like main inspiration for like that insect like look for the mecha. I actually just used just beetles, or I don't know if it's called in English scarabs, or like I don't know if that's I'm gonna have a picture on the thing, but I don't on the screen, but I don't remember if it's scarabs or beetles. I don't quite remember the name, because I know in Polish, scarabeusz is like a beetle, I think. Anyways, we move forward. So yeah, that's kind of like how that was my mindset behind it. So like the feet, the Chloe feet, the pointy shoulder pads, the elbow blades, the like the chest, the shell jetpack, everything inspired by like scarabeusz, scarab beetles. So yeah, that's for the mecha. Now on to now our big bad boy, the kaiju, the antagonist. So it's a funny story because like at first I was gonna have him be the creature to be like on 2 feet and like be more humanoid, the beast, like a gorilla type of thing. But in the end, I no, he's not really walking. You get the point. What I mean by gorilla, but because we also gonna do like a practice like a quadruped as part of our animation exercise during like some of the workshops I saw on like the timeline, I mean the timetable for my second year. So I thought, you know what, let me use that as an opportunity to like mix both together and get what I learned and apply it. So for my quadruped, what I did was, what I decided to do with the kaiju to have it like on all fours, and mainly got inspired by the kaijus from Pacific Rim, so like Otachi, Leatherback, and the Mega Kaiju. The Mega Kaiju. Now I remember. Yes, now I remember the Mega Kaiju. So that was I think my strongest inspiration, and also I used a bit of inspiration like dinosaurs like Ankylosaurus and Triceratops and kind of mixed them both together. But the main beast that inspired the Acronian kaiju was the Mega Kaiju from Pacific Rim 2. So that's for the kaiju. And our third character, Pteri. Let's talk about Pteri. So Pteri, it's just like this. I wanted to use Pteri as this thing that like pushes the main protagonist, the mecha, in the story, or like guides him for like the plan and gets him to like the point where it's like this kaiju and we get into the fight. So kind of like this guide basically. That's how I want to use like this is helping character, or I don't know how to explain it. I don't remember where did I can't seem to remember where I got like the inspiration for it, but like I know that in a lot of stories we have like the main character and someone that like guides our character. So yeah, that's a lot of films I just can't just get off on the top of my head. But Pteri, he's an alien pterosaur dragon. Originally, it was just an alien pterosaur, but pterosaur slash pterodactyl. But everybody in my class and other people outside university, friends, family, um, like, oh, that's a dragon. That's a really cool dragon. I'm like, oh, is that the tiny dragon? And I'm like, no, it's a pterodactyl pterosaur. But because so many called it a dragon, I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'll roll with it, and I made it. I thought, I might as well just call it a alien pterodactyl dragon. So that's what Pteri turned out to be. So yeah, that's Pteri. That's pretty much about Pteri. That's for the characters. As for the background designs, I wanted to just create like this you. To be fair, I just went crazy. I just want to go crazy with a bit with this the designs, like really alien type of jungles, waterfalls, creatures. Like I'm not gonna, no, I'm not gonna get into it. That's gonna be everything for the time being for the video, and I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know. Let me know down in the comment section below if you want to know a bit more about the edge, or give me specific questions exactly. What else do you want to know? If I didn't answer your questions in this video, then write it down in the comment section below. And if you have enough questions, or enough of you people are asking to like go a bit more in depth or specific questions about the universe of the edge or anything like that, I'll make a part 2. Having said that, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Remember, be in motion, and I'll see you in the next one. Let's get it.